I'm putting $1 on every single Premier League game in the 2025-26 season to answer one question. Can you make a profit by predicting Premier League games? The rules of this challenge are simple. Every week of this season, I will attempt to predict the outcome of each fixture. 10 games a week, 38 weeks. That's 380 choices to accomplish one mission, turning instincts into money. Will I end on a profit? Let's get into my predictions for match week 1. Here we go. Now, kicking off with the Friday game, reigning champions Liverpool are taking on Bournemouth home at Anfield. This is by far the easiest lock of the week. Liverpool have just made too many good signings this window and won't lose at home on opening day, so I'm taking Liverpool for a potential return of $1.32. Now, moving on to the Saturday fixtures. This year, I'm not gonna lie, they're kind of mid, except for the early morning fixture. That's a juicy one. Newcastle versus Aston Villa. Ooh, this challenge is gonna be harder than I thought. I'm gonna take a draw here for a return of $3.55. I feel like Newcastle are the better team, but Villa will put up a fight at home, and since I'm not convinced on either side, I think the best option is to go for value here and slam the draw for a good return of $3.55. I mean, Isak even gonna be on Newcastle at that point? Is Sesko gonna sign for Newcastle or United? Like, there's just too many questions. I'm just not convinced on either side. Moving on to the afternoon games, and these are all just kind of underwhelming fixtures, but it's Premier League soccer, so I just can't complain. Starting off with Tottenham versus Burnley, give me Tottenham for a return of $1.37. They made great signings in Kudus. Thomas Frank appointed new manager. He's just too class of a manager to choke this one against Burnley at home, so it's got to be Tottenham. Brighton versus Fulham next. I'm taking Brighton for a return of $1.83. Fulham just don't really excite me this year. I don't think they'll do bad, but Brighton are just the better side in my opinion, and I'm just not going to overthink this. Just give me Brighton. Now onto the game that I'm most excited for this time slot of fixtures, Sunderland versus West Ham. Wow, that's actually such a good game. I don't think you guys understand. Something about Sunderland returning to that Premier League after almost falling to League 2 a few years ago is such a story that I'm excited to follow this season. I'm calling a draw on this game for a return of $3.40. I think this will be an electric game. First game back in the Premier League at the Stadium of Light. I can see Sunderland going on to win this game potentially. I think they're going to win or tie, and the better value is with tie, so I'm smacking that for the result of this fixture. Now onto the final game of Saturday, City versus Wolves. I'd be shocked if City don't win this. Wolves will likely be a shell of themselves this season after losing key players, and City should take care of business. So I'm taking them for a return of $1.43. Now onto Sunday, and this is what I'm talking about. There's some absolutely gorgeous fixtures on Sunday. Starting off with Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. Chelsea just look prime right now. Crystal Palace have a good squad, but Chelsea have all the momentum and should take care of business pretty easily at home. So I'm taking them for a return of $1.57. Next up, Forest versus Brentford. A lot of people have Brentford to go down this year. I don't think they're going to do that bad, but I do think we'll see a drop off from last year. They've already lost Mbeumo, Norgard, and their manager Thomas Frank. So they'll probably just need time to flesh things out and find a new system. Forest should win this one, so I'm taking them for $2.05, which is actually such a good return for a Forest win. Now onto the biggest game of the week by far, and honestly the hardest game to predict. Arsenal versus Manchester United. Arsenal are definitely the better team of the two, but United can just randomly play good when it matters, and I'm still pissed off about the 2-2 draw at Anfield last year. So I really think anything can happen during this game, but I don't want to overthink this. I'm just choosing Arsenal for a return of $2.10. A draw might be a safer value bet here, but I think United won't have enough time this preseason to really flesh out a system for a team like Arsenal. And lastly, onto the Monday fixture, Everton versus Leeds. I'm just going a draw here for value. I just don't trust Everton to win this game, so I think the draw is the best bet for $3.25. It's a solid investment. Check back after match week 1 to see how I did, and comment below what I got right and what I got wrong.